back here on the first stop in your busy day. I tell you, if these walls could talk, what a tale they would tell. Right, we're about to spend some time with author Michael AT Stewart, who has been happily married for 25 years. So whatever he's telling you in his books, you can definitely believe that he knows what he's talking about, and he'll have someone who's put up with him for 25 years to endorse every single sentence. Michael Stewart, author of his most recent publication, 7 Keys to Unlock the Mystery of Men, helping men to label feelings and providing explanations to women.
You know I'm going to take over this interview because I have...
Just a sec. Let's show the other books that he's authored. Another of the books that he's authored, 4 Reasons Why Relationships Fail and How You Can Make Yours Succeed. And another book, Get Yourself Up. Find the strength deep within to pull yourself up out of your circumstances. Mr. Stewart is a motivational speaker who was trained by none other than Les Brown himself, and he is a personal development trainer, a personal life coach, and a communications consultant. A warm welcome to Mr. Stewart, and thank you for joining us on set.
Happy to be here.
And I'm just going to exit stage left. Leave you at the mercy of him around this
Yes.
Now, you know, it's interesting, and the first thing I have to tell you, 7 keys to unlock the mystery that is man.
The mysteries of men, yes.
Okay, so what are the mysteries of the men?
Well, when you don't understand something, it becomes a mystery, and it is labeled as strange. If you understand it, it is no longer a mystery. And I suspect that a number of women do not understand men. That's why they call us so complex and mysterious. One of the reasons why I actually wrote this is because I met a woman while I was in a conference in Florida, and that woman was married 4 times. She married 4 times, and her 4th marriage is to her first husband. And I said, how would you do that? She said, because I never understood men, and I tried to change men and found out that every time I went to a new relationship, it's more or less around the same. And when she went back to her first husband and she had left him as he was and really adapted and adjusted herself, knowing how a man is, she has one of the most beautiful relationships. Now,
in chapter 2, you say, stroke a man's ego, never strike it.
Yes.
Now, I'm nobody's mother. Do I have to tell you every day that you're doing a good job?
What is wrong with that? If we tell our children that they're doing a good thing, we tend to have them doing more of that good thing. And because a man loves to be recognized and praised and so on, every time he's praised, he wants more praise. And that is what makes him a man.
And
his
it's
ego.
Mr. Stewart, why is it that men's egos are so fragile that they constantly need positive reinforcement? I don't understand it. Why do they need you to keep feeding that ego all the time? And they are so careless with women's egos, and they crush us with a look, a glance, a word, or even their fist.
Well, you know, you say we crush you. We really don't do women anything. Women allow themselves to be done because nobody could do something to you that you don't permit. That's number 1. And 2 is that we have a difficulty in labeling and dealing with our emotions because we were brought up not to have dealt with it. If we fall and we bruise our knee, if we cried, we were told, big boys don't cry. You're too sissy, so stop crying and get over it. So we learn to deal with our own issues and to harden ourselves against the softer things in life. And then when we get married, all of a sudden a woman wants all of this emotional side that we never had in growing up. So we have a difficulty in labeling stuff and coming across very gentle and romantic in some cases.
Now, you know, I have to ask you this question because I have experienced this. When you treat a man badly, he treats you better.
Is that so?
Absolutely.
Well, you know, it might be all in the show. You see, because one of the things that we are good at also is the pretense. We are in for the hunt, but after the man has settled down, trust me, a man who pretends to show that he's doing so good, after he settles down, he's back to his old self. Because we hunt, and once we conquer, then we have lost the sting of the hunt.
So men are always on the hunt, even after they claim to have settled down and they're happy with someone for 20, 25, 30, 40 years.
We are hunters. It does not mean that we are always on the hunt, but we are hunters.
Can a man be committed to one relationship?
Of course.
Really?
Yes, and I'm telling you, there are a number of men who are committed to one relationship. But the thing is, the men who are committed to one relationship don't really get much recognition. In fact, some of those men feel that they are being taken for granted when they look at what they are prepared to do compared to what the other guys are doing. You know, you mentioned that when you treat a man badly, how he behaves. Sometimes men think when they treat a woman badly, she really loves you.
I am telling you from experience, if I treat a man badly, he adores me for time immemorial. And if I treat a man well, that's the end of that.
Well, then, if he adores you for time immemorial, that means you're supposed to have one stable relationship lasting for a number of years because it works. But I suspect it doesn't.
So what really does work? Because you treat someone badly, they appear to fall in line. You treat them well, they abuse you and take you for granted. So what really will work?
Well, those are stereotypical ways of labeling men, that you treat them badly, they treat you well, and so on.
And men do the same with women.
Exactly,
right,
it is true.
and vice versa. So what we do, we are in a struggle with each other when we should not be struggling with each other. We should be trying to exalt and lift up each other. But because we are into this antagonism, that we keep ourselves fighting against each other. If we try to understand each other, a man tries to understand a woman and leave her as she is, and a woman tries to understand a man and leave him as he is. If you figure how he is, you cannot deal with him, just don't deal with him. But if you find a man that you figure he has faults, because every man will have faults, and even if you leave this man, you're going to find another one with faults. So life is really about choosing the man with the faults you want.
Choosing a man with least faults. Get that, Jesse?
My sainted grandmother had a saying, every moldy bread has its own rancid cheese.
Well, yes. Yes. You have
so
grown up with the old
basically, I need to figure out which rancid cheese I want for my moldy bread.
Yes. So it is said that the average partnership that you're in will only give you 80% max of what you're looking for. So it is very foolish leaving at 80% to go looking for 20% to try to get 100.
4 reasons why relationships fail. Quickly, why do relationships fail?
One of the things is that we make poor choices. We meet a man in a bar, he drinks, we love the lime, we enjoy the lime, and then we get married, settle down, and we find, why is he drinking? Why is he still liming? All of a sudden, we're trying to change him.
Because you reach a different stage in your life, sir.
Right, but you didn't move with him, and you never did warn him that you wanted him to change. If, therefore, you met him drinking... I think it's a natural
understanding that, okay, if you meet somebody and you're 22, and you're obviously at 28 or closer to 30, your life itself would change path. Your directions, the things you want will change. I think human beings think like that.
You really think so? You know, was it on your program I heard them talking about that a girl matures in her brain at 11 and a boy at 14?
Yes.
That's very profound. And so when you find a woman settles down earlier in life, she just thinks, obviously, the loser got to settle down too. You understand? And he doesn't. And just she's all crazy because she did not sit down and deal with it that I plan to make some changes. So she just thought that automatically he's going to think as I do. But if you met him drinking, he just thinks, I shall continue to drink unless he himself decides, I want to change.
You realize you just made a powerful argument for May-December romances, right?
Let me hear what that powerful argument is.
That basically women mature earlier than men, and therefore they need to wind up with a more mature man in order to find any peace of mind and happiness.
Oh, is that so? Well, you know, and that
I
is probably...
haven't found a mature man yet.
Why? You're probably looking for love in all the wrong places, which is my first book has that chapter in it.
Get yourself up.
Get yourself up. You should really look for it. But trust me.
You talked about looking for love in all the wrong places. Where are the places we should be looking for love?
Right where you're at. We always think this one is not what I want, so therefore probably I should go looking somewhere else. But there are some failed relationship, quote-unquote failed relationship, that have all the potentials to work, but sometimes we're just looking for something new because we just figure we can't work on this one.
The grass is always green on the other side.
On the other side.
How would you know if something is really not meant to be?
You'll feel it.
You know, women always try to, it's natural, it's a female nature to try to make things work. We are fixers by nature.
Right. That's right. I mean,
so women stay in horrible situations by nature.
Mm-hmm. And what they also do, they allow certain things into their relationship, hoping that the person would change, and then find out that they don't change and become frustrated. So you allow certain, you know, sometimes a woman is in a relationship and she figures that, you know, I figure he will settle down. I know he's a womanizer. I know he's it, but I'm in the relationship and I can love enough to change him or love for 2 people. And then she finds out that he just doesn't. From the time you knew he was a womanizer, you should not have committed.